What's up, all of you people? What's up, everybody? So, something that I'm going to do my best to put into words. A feeling that's been looming, a concept that I've been like feeling, for quite some time now, is that we are being pushed into what seems to be a situation where our economy is going to consist of a handful of companies. There's only going to be really like a couple of businesses. Now, and in order, or like while this is happening, while this is playing out, the collapse of pretty much every other business, with the exception of a handful of extremely large businesses, the collapse of pretty much all the other ones is going to occur in the not too distant future. And, when it comes to the big companies, they buy each other up, merge, acquire, into, take up increasingly more market share. But at the same time, like each business, in order to meet shareholder demands, it has to grow each year. And so it has to go into new markets. And so it's just a matter of time before Walmart is building websites, for example. In some kind of way, maybe, they don't have like a website development service, but, Walmart pages, for example, may be something that they build at some point. In the same way how like Amazon does have, cloud computing. It's hard to, and all it would take is, it could happen real quick. Like what if Walmart and Amazon merge? Granted, the SEC probably wouldn't allow that to happen yet, but it's like, I don't know. Not even really just talking about like website development industry. I'm saying just period, like whatever industry you think, it's the same situation like we got agriculture. There used to be pretty much everyone produced their own food. Now there's only a handful of companies that is responsible for the overwhelming majority of all the food consumed. And so I think that in some kind of way, we're all going to work for the company, but maybe in like a freelancer style structure, like in the same way how like teachers might have an Etsy. So, because human beings, like we like the ability to, trade amongst ourselves with services and skills and things like that. But I don't know. I can't figure out like what the relationship is going to be. I sit back and I wonder about it, though. This is where I'm going. So let me get over into the resistance inside of me for it. So like, part of me, I look at it and I'm like, look, we're sliding into this situation where the very thing that we say we want, we want free market capitalism. We want small business, entrepreneurship, innovation. We say we want all of these things, but then, we buy stock in big companies. We demand extremely high quality that can only be satisfied when you have huge pockets to invest in infrastructure and things like that. We demand extremely high standards for employees. We demand, extremely high standards for just about everything. So that requires extremely deep pockets. And so, like, the only companies that will exist will be the ones that can feel that need. And it's funny because it's a double-edged sword for me, because on the one hand, it's like, no, it's not fair. You're crushing out the little guy. Let's take, for example, this coronavirus situation. It hurt to watch businesses not be able to open, and you're like, you're killing them, And then even after they do open, they're still going to get strangled out because a lot of them can't afford the social distancing demands. And so what if it is necessary for us to do social distance? What if it actually is, a good idea? So then at that point, like in some kind of way, it's almost like, those other businesses that can't afford should die. Like, it's almost like that's what people are saying. If you can't, figure out how to operate your restaurant without tables, or like with only like 4 tables in it. If you can't figure out how to, capitalize or make a profit in a social distance, environment, then, like, some people feel like you shouldn't exist. It just seems something wrong about that. Like, I don't know. And at the same time, it seems like that's where human beings want to go. It's like the only way we're going to be able to get the quality we want, the security we want, the flexibility we want, the job security, all of that, it's got to be controlled by one or a handful of big ass businesses that are extremely wealthy and can invest in all the infrastructure and everything that everyone demands. And then, we'll have all of the quality we're looking for, but we won't own anything, really. Or I don't know. Maybe we will. Maybe it's just going to look different. Just like right now, business looks different than it looked 100 years ago. So maybe, 20 years from now, it'll look different than it does now. And maybe that'll be okay. But I'll be damned if it's not scary. It's very scary. And that's the thing. It's extremely scary trying to figure out what's coming up next. It's extremely scary not being able to figure out what this was all for. Like, no one's ever seen the entire world economy turned off. All of the world globalization, relationships and structure, all of that cut off. Everything I know about business and economics says that this is going to be a really bad situation. But then on the other hand, the stock market is doing great. Why? Because big business is able to handle it. They're rich enough. All of the demands, they can roll them out. Oh, you want people to stand apart? We've got the space. wrap around, et cetera, et cetera. It's almost like they're bringing it in. They're pushing in. So anyway, that's my ramble.
Peace.